The big red and white machine keeps on rolling. Crvena Zvezda remains undefeated with a road win in Laktaši. Partizan took down FNP in Alexander Nikolić Hall, while Karpoš defeated MZT in a crosstown rivalry game. For the second time this season, Krka upset Cedevita, while Mornar came out on top in the derby of Montenegro. We've prepared another list of top 5 plays, and it's worth the wait. Welcome to ABBA magazine. A number of teams brought in reinforcements before the transfer deadline ended on the 20th of January. Former member of Cibona, Jamon Gordon, returns to ABBA League as an important addition to Partizan's backcourt. The 29-year-old shooting guard has successfully recovered from a serious injury and signed the contract after extensive medical tests proved him healthy enough to step back on the court. Besides the more than successful stint with Cibona, Gordon has also played for Fortitudo Bologna, CSKA Moscow and Turkish clubs Galatasaray and Tofaş. Predrag Samardžijski is back with Megalex. The former Macedonian national team member started the previous season with Mega, averaged 10 points and 6 rebounds per game in ABBA League, and promptly signed a contract with the Turkish Buyuk Çekmece, but suffered a knee injury that kept him sidelined this season as well. The 7-footer started his career with Partizan and played ABBA League games with FNP, Crvena Zvezda and MZT Skopje. Veteran Jermaine Anderson will take over at point for Mornar for Lamont Jones, who suffered a serious knee injury that will keep him sidelined for an extended period of time. Anderson, who started the season with Reims in France, won't have to adjust to ABBA League as he has already played for Cedevita, Cibona and Budućnost. To his name, Anderson also has 75 appearances for the national team of Canada. Mornar added veteran presence to the front court as well, in the form of forward Čedomir Vitkovac. After a short-lived first stint outside of the region in Greece with Apollon, Vitkovac made a lone appearance for Napredak in Serbian League before his return to the ABBA League. After Daniel Clark, another member of the national team of Great Britain at the London Olympics in 2012 and the Eurobasket a year earlier, joined the ranks of MZT. Devon Van Ostrom arrived to Skopje from Greece, where he starred for Koroivos. Former member of Baskonia and Cibona will help Clough and Thames run point for the team desperate to avoid relegation. Crvena Zvezda extended the winning streak with a road win in Laktaši over Igoka 77-68. The defending champion booked a playoff spot even without Nemanja Dangubić, who suffered an injury in a bittersweet EuroLeague victory in Tel Aviv. The home team put up a good fight, especially considering the fact that Coach Bajic couldn't count on James Robinson and Draško Albijanić. Robinson's absence was painfully obvious as Igoka turned the ball over 16 times without its reliable starting point guard. The team from Belgrade scored easy points in transition. But despite that and the struggles shooting the ball, the team from Aleksandrovac didn't let their opponent pull away. Zvezda's former captain Vuk Radivojević helped his new team tremendously, scoring most of his 18 points in the first half. Crvena Zvezda couldn't stretch the lead beyond 7 points as Igoka clawed back to end both the first and second quarter only a point behind. The home team let an opportunity to pull off an upset slip away in the third period. They held the visitors scoreless for nearly 4 minutes, but managed to pull ahead by only 3 points, 42-39. Crvena Zvezda responded with 13 unanswered points to take the lead once and for all. Igoka never gave up, but the team from Belgrade kept them at the arm's length with 3-pointers. Coach Dejan Radonjic made sure to distribute the minutes and keep his team fresh for the upcoming challenges in EuroLeague. Marko Simonovic led all scorers with 22 points and only 2 missed field goals. Bjelica scored all 11 of his points in the first half, while Nate Walters made all of his 2-point shots on his way to 10 points. Radivojevic wasn't the only one who scored in double digits in the home team's 10th defeat. Strahinja Mitrovic finished the game with 15 points. Partizan is back to winning ways, steamrolling over FNP 97-70 in Aleksandar Nikolic Hall. Before the game, coach Aleksandar Džikić stressed out the importance of this matchup, and his words rang true as Partizan's rivals for a playoff spot, Cedevita, Budućnost and Cibona, all suffered defeats. The home team's offense was firing on all cylinders in one of the best overall performances this season. They shot 13 out of 26 for 3, over 50% for 2, made most of their free throws and had 19 team assists. Partizan established dominance on the boards as well, allowing one of the youngest teams in the league to keep it close for a short period of time. In the first few minutes, FNP held a slim lead, but the Black and Whites went on an 8-0 run and took control of the game. Bolden and Čović kept the team from Železnik in close pursuit in the opening minutes of the second quarter, but Partizan's barrage of 3-pointers put the game away by halftime. Another situation had a profound effect on the visiting team, as the verbal insults from the stands prompted coach Maksimovic to pull his team off the court. Partizan built a 20-point lead and successfully managed to deflect occasional threats. The final blow was a 70-2 run in the fourth quarter. Branislav Ratkovica was particularly inspired with 21 points and a perfect 4 for 4 from the 3-point range. During the 17 minutes he spent on the court, Ratkovica added 3 assists and 1 steal. Team captain Novica Veličković scored 17 points with 6 rebounds and 7 assists. Birčević with 14, Andrić with 1 less, Hatcher and Pat with 10 apiece, all scored in double digits. After a long absence due to injury, Đorđe Majstorović spent his first minutes on the court, while Marinković and Robinson missed another game. Jonah Bolden had his best shooting performance in ABA League. On his way to 18 points, he made 5 out of 7 3-pointers. Čović added 15 points with 8 assists. Apić and Lazarević finished the game with 10 points each, but it was not enough to extend the winning streak to 4 games for FNP. In the Montenegrin derby, Mornar took down Budućnost in Bar 78-71. 2 former members of Budućnost, Čedomir Vitkovac and Jermaine Anderson, made their debut for the home team that is getting used to life without the injured point guard Momo Jones. Tay Waller was in the zone from the get-go and set the tone, scoring 12 of the first 14 points for the home team. Mornar easily raced to a 16-5 lead in the first quarter. Cameron Tatum took over the scoring duties when Waller moved to the bench in the second quarter to keep his team on top. As Mornar's front court quickly built up foul trouble, Owen Klassen took advantage and brought Budućnost within 3, 32-29 at the end of the first half. Waller picked up where he left off with a 3-point jumper to start the second half. Octavius Ellis provided a helping hand and Mornar raced to a 13-point lead, 51-38. But Budućnost wouldn't go away and simply struck back with a 13-4 run. Marcus Williams put the cherry on top with a 3 to bring his team within 55-51 at the end of the third quarter. Budućnost would finally tie the game 62-62 with a 3 from J.R. Reynolds midway through the fourth quarter. The neck-to-neck race went on until the last minute when Waller put Mornar up 75-70, but his jumper was followed by a foul on Subotić by Mornar's Vukuta Pavić. After a short verbal conflict, both coaches were ejected from the game. Subotić couldn't keep his cool at the foul line and made only 1 out of 2 to cut the lead to 75-71. On the other end, Waller put the nail in the coffin with a 3 to the delight of the home crowd. Waller played a game to remember with 33 points, while Tatum added 12. As far as the defeated team goes, Savovic scored 14 points, while Klassen added 13 with 5 rebounds. It was a dramatic, high-scoring affair in Novo Mesto, with shooters sparking long scoring runs on both sides. Krka came out on top against Cedevita 90-86 to put an end on a 9-game losing streak. For the second time this season, coach Dejan Mihevc's team found a way to defeat the team from Zagreb. Even though the visitors played a hard-fought game in Split in the Croatian Championship only a day earlier, they seemed fresh enough as they raced to a double-digit lead with a 12-2 run. Marko Lukovic made sure that Krka was down by only 8, scoring 10 of the team's 19 points in the first quarter. Cedevita ran out of ideas on offense in the second quarter. The home team held the visitors to a single point for 5 minutes and fed off defense to spark an unbelievable comeback. Dynamic duo Matic Rebec and Ron Curry dismantled the rivals' defense with 3-pointers and assists. Rebec made 3 3-pointers in a row during a 21-1 scoring run that gave his team a 13-point lead. However, Babic and Begic managed to put together enough on offense to cut Krka's lead down to 50-44 at the end of the first half. It was quite an explosive first 20 minutes, with both teams shooting an excellent 62% from the field. The script stayed the same in the third period, but in what turned into a sharpshooting gunfight, Cedevita ran out the bullets first. In the final 6 minutes of this period, Cedevita scored a total of 5 points. On the other side of the court, Sandi Cebular made sure his team had a stash of 16 points to start off the fourth quarter. Cedevita finally added some pressure on defense and managed to tie the game 81-81 in the dying minutes of the final period. Cedevita had a chance to complete the comeback, but Shruna let it slip, missing a layup on a fast break. But a new hope was born when Boatwright made all 3 free throws after a foul on a 3-point shot to bring his team to within 2. However, Krka's players kept their cool in the final seconds, and the team captain Reutz secured the first win since November 13th from the free throw line. For the 6th win that finally brought Krka out of the league's basement, the credits go to Lukovic, who led all scorers with 24 points and 7 rebounds, Rebec, who added 17 points and 9 assists, and Curry with 15 points. This trio is responsible for all 11 of Krka's 3-pointers. Interestingly enough, Cedevita made the exact same number from the same number of shots. However, despite 22 points from Boatwright and 13 from Babic, Cedevita couldn't extend the win streak to 4 games and take sole possession of third place, 1 game behind the second-placed Partisan. In the second derby of Skopje in the history of ABA League, Karpoš Sokoli defeated its crosstown rival MZT 77-74 in Boris Trajkovski Hall. MZT's coach Ante Nazor couldn't count on his center Josh Scott, while the backcourt was short-handed after the team cut ties with the guard Solo Diabate. The game may have lacked for quality, but not for heart and drama. Coach Dragan Nikolić's men were off to a better start, and Labovic provided the firepower for an early lead. However, Sinovec came off the bench to spark an MZT comeback. The visitors kept feeding Lalic on the low post in set offense, and the plan paid off as the defending Macedonian champions took a 3-point lead at the end of the first period. As the starting point guard, Kendrick Perry, was struggling to find rhythm on offense, Karpoš turned to Dominik Mavra. It proved to be a wise choice as they went on an 8-2-0 run at the start of the second quarter and raced to a 5-point lead. Daniel Clark put his stroke to work and drained a pair of threes to put MZT back on top. It was a battle from there on, but MZT came out on top with a 3-point advantage thanks to a pair of free throws from Thames. It was 34-31 MZT at the end of the first half. Not much changed in the third, as the teams traded blows, not gaining any ground on one another. Former Macedonian national team member Bojan Trajkovski put the icing on an excellent third period and gave Karpoš a 3-point advantage before the start of the crucial fourth quarter. MZT's coach Ante Nazor had to turn to small ball lineups as his front court ran into foul trouble. Đorđe Drenovac turned into a matchup nightmare at power forward, and his 8 consecutive points gave the visitors a 5-point lead with 3 minutes left on the clock. Sinovec teamed up with Drenovac, and it seemed MZT was closing in on a victory when the Croatian connection within Karpoš, Vrkić and Mavra made 2 consecutive threes to wrap the game up. For the 7th consecutive time, Karpoš was victorious at home with 17 points from Mavra and 15 from Trajkovski. Lalic led MZT scorers with 22 points, while Drenovac added 19. It was another brave effort by Olympia as it upset Cibona in Zagreb 79-68. A win over Partizan in the previous round boosted the confidence of Gasper Okon's team, and it proved crucial as they found themselves behind after 3 back-to-back three-pointers by the home team. Cibona was up 21-18 at the end of the first quarter, but it could have been less if it wasn't for Brendan Jefferson's uncharacteristic misfires from the free-throw line. Led by Nick Slavica, Cibona raced to a 7-point lead at the start of the second period. However, Jefferson got his redemption for the missed shots and cut the deficit to 44-39 at the end of the first half. Even though the home team opened the second period with a 9-0 run, Olympia never caved in. With a physical defense emphasizing on protection of the paint and dominance on the boards, they held their rival to only 3 points in the remaining 7 minutes of the third period, and got within 56-55 at the end of the third quarter. Cibona couldn't find any rhythm on offense in the fourth period as well, and a series of three-pointers by the visitors put an end on this one. Oliver's three was quickly followed up by back-to-back bombs from Jefferson for the win. Jefferson led all scorers with 18 points, while Devin Oliver had another double-double, this time with 15 points and 11 rebounds. Stevan Milošević played an important role in Olympia's 9th win this season with 13 points to compensate for a lack of production from Nikola Janković. In Cibona's 8th defeat this season, top scorers were Žorić with 16 and Šakić with 10 points. Megalex overpowered Zadar in Pinky Hall in Sremska Mitrovica 92-75, recording an important victory in their fight to stay in the league. Marko Tejić recovered from injury but had to sit this one out for Mega, while Dutchman Yannick Franke and a member of Bulgarian national team Aleksandar Georgiev wore Zadar's jersey for the first time. The game itself featured low shooting percentages and a number of personal fouls. Team with the shorter track record in the regional competition seemed better equipped to handle such circumstances and recorded its 7th victory this season. The visitors kept pace for a few minutes with point guard Jakov Vladović creating shots from the pick and roll. Mega used its trademark full-court zone press to suffocate the opponent and force turnovers, scoring easy points from fast breaks. They also took advantage of the fact that Zadar was in bonus early on and free throws gave them a 15-point lead by the end of the first period. At halftime, Mega was already up by 28 and it was clear where this game was heading. Zadar seemed clueless on offense and powerless on defense, allowing 53 points while scoring only 27 in the first half. Croatian team found some rhythm on offense in the third quarter. Franke proved to be an important addition, but all they could do is to soften the blow. 6 of Mega's players scored in double digits, led by Spasojevic's 16. Zagorac and Kaba added 13, with the Frenchman grabbing 11 rebounds as well. Barac and Franke scored 14 points apiece for Zadar. Mornar recorded an important win in a local rivalry game led by the unstoppable Tay Waller. Budućnost couldn't come up with an answer to the Americans' step-back jump shot as he torched them with 33 points. Waller made 5 three-pointers and shot over 50% from the field. He also recorded 1 rebound, 2 assists and 3 steals, which was enough for an index value rating of 34. By far the best individual effort in the 19th round earned Mornar's sharpshooter the MVP of the round accolades. We start our top 5 review in Belgrade, where Partizan's Uroš Luković denied John Bolden not once but twice at the rim. Crvena Zvezda's point guard Stefan Jović assists his way to a number 4 spot on our list. Krka's unlikely alley-oop combo, Rebec and Curry, is making a home on our list, this time at number 3. And what would our list be without Octavius Ellis, Mornar's big man with another massive dunk? Cibona's Nik Slavica treated us with this amazing move, rising high above Olympia to the top of this week's list. That would be all for this edition of ABBA Magazine. We will be back next week with the highlights from the 20th round, so stay tuned.